Welcome to the SignalRGB layouts tutorial. In this video, I'll go through and create the layout for all of the devices in our show PC, step by step. Before watching this tutorial, you should watch the SignalRGB Quick Start Guide and the Components tutorial. Layouts is really important because it controls how effects flow through your entire setup. Without a configured layout, every effect will flow through your devices without any order. By default, every device is centered on the canvas, which means every device will display the same part of the effect. I've singled out the keyboard so I can demonstrate exactly how this works. This box represents the keyboard. The area the box is covering is the portion of the effect that is displayed on the keyboard. Now watch how the effect changes as I move the box around. You can press this button to invert the device over the X-axis, and watch how that makes the effect flip. This is mostly useful when you have fans that are mounted upside down, and the effect isn't displaying properly, which I'll be covering later in this video. To resize a box, simply drag any of the corners. Watch how resizing a device will change the way the effect is displayed on the keyboard. Now the rain looks massive because it's capturing such a tiny portion of the effect. You can also use the corners to rotate the box. Watch how rotating the keyboard like this will make the rain move sideways. As you can see, Layouts is a very powerful tool that can completely change how effects will appear on your devices. Right-clicking a box will bring up useful settings, including the option to reset a device to the way it was originally. The easiest way to configure your layout is to use an effect that we specifically designed for this purpose, called Side to Side. Start by hiding all devices. Click the eyeball in the top right corner. Now you'll be able to position each device one at a time, which will make it much easier. I usually start with the fans because it will make it easier to position other devices relative to the position of the fans. In the device list on the right, you can see all of the controllers and the components that are connected to each. I'll start with these Corsair fans. To unhide a device, hover over it and click the eyeball icon, or simply click on the device. This box that just appeared represents one of the 3 Corsair QL fans inside of this PC. You can find out exactly which device you're selecting by simply clicking on it and looking over at your PC. It will start pulsing blue when you click on it. As you can see, the fan pulsing blue on the bottom left is the fan that is currently selected. The first thing you need to verify is that the rotation is correct. I've singled out the fan so you can see when the effect is going down, the fan is going left, which means the rotation is wrong. To correct this, all you need to do is rotate the fan by 90-degree intervals until it starts to look correct when the effect goes left and right. Now with the effect going left to right correctly, you can see it's still wrong when it goes up and down, and that's because this fan is mounted upside down. To make this correct, click the invert X-axis icon right here. And you can see that now the effect is correct in every direction. Now I just have to do this for the other 2 fans on this controller. After configuring all of the fans, unhide them, select all of them and make them a smaller size. Arrange the fans so that they're in the correct order. Remember to look at your PC and see which one pulses blue when you click on it. Once the boxes are arranged correctly, select all of them, right-click, align devices, horizontal. This will align the devices perfectly. Then I'll move them down here since that's where they are physically inside of my PC. Next, I'll do the Li and Li fans. Just like the first time, I'll check the rotation in 90-degree intervals until it starts to look correct. It looks correct at 270 degrees, going left and right as well as up and down. I'll apply the 270-degree rotation to all 3 Li and Li fans. I'll arrange them in the correct order, just like with the Corsair fans, and then right-click, align devices, but this time it's vertical. Next, I'll do the thermal take fans. This fan looks correct at 90 degrees, going left and right, as well as up and down. I'll apply the same rotation to the other 2 fans at the top. Then I'll arrange them in the correct order and align them horizontally. Next, I'll quickly add the strips next to the QL fans. The strip at the bottom had to be rotated by 180 degrees. The case strip sits in front of the Li and Li fans and it needed a rotation of 270 degrees. I almost forgot to add that thermal take fan on the back of the PC. This one looked good at 270 degrees. With the framing of the layout done, it's easy to add the remaining devices and position them relative to the fans. The CPU cooler sits right about here. Then I arranged all of the RAM and aligned horizontally just like the fans. And then made them smaller and placed them next to the CPU cooler. I also noticed that the RAM needed to be rotated by 180 degrees. The GPU holder goes right about here, and the GPU goes above it. This particular GPU is only treated as one LED, so it doesn't need to be the same size as the GPU holder. After you create your layout, be sure to save it by clicking Save As in the bottom right corner, and then giving this layout a name. You can create and save as many layouts as you want, and then easily switch between them. The layout for everything on your desk is mostly the same process. The only thing that I do personally is keep the keyboard at maximum size centered on the canvas. I just think it makes sense to have the keyboard capture as much of the effect as possible. You can decide what you want to do with it based on your personal preferences. Another example is I could choose to have my 6 Yeelight cubes on the left side of the canvas the way they are physically on my desk, or I can put them in the center and have it display the full spiral effect. For this video, I'll keep them on the left side, and then I placed my mousepad and keyboard in the center. After that, I added the RGB panels above the keyboard and mousepad. This completes the layout for everything inside of the PC and on my desk. I hope this helps you understand what layouts in SignalRGB is all about. I'll leave info in the video description on how you can reach our tech support team if you need help with anything or if you have any questions. There's also going to be a link to our Discord server if you want to try getting some help from our community.